here. I'm National Professor in Commerce working at Government First Grade College, Golosangi. I welcome you all to Learning Management System of Department of Collegiate Education, Government of Karnataka. This is the video on financial analysis and interpretation. In fact, it is the third video, and in this video, I'm going to cover session number 17 and 18. So ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುವಂತೆ the financial analysis and interpretation is the second chapter under the management accounting subject for BCom 5th semester students of ರಾಣಿ ಚೆನ್ನಮ್ಮ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಬೆಳಗಾವಿ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ನ 11 ಸೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಗಳಾಗಿ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಸೆಷನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 11 to 21. So far I have covered totally 6 sessions, session number 11, 12, 13 and 14. In the first video I have covered session number 11, 12 and 13. Session number 11 was about meaning and definition of financial analysis, and the session number 12 was about the difference between analysis and interpretation and the objectives of analysis and interpretation. The session number 13 was about different types of financial analysis. So these are the three sessions covered under the first video. So ನೀವೇನಾದರೂ first video ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ request and recommend you to watch the first video. And in the second video I have covered session number 14, 15 and 16. In the session number 14, I explained about uses and limitations of financial analysis. And in session number 15, I explained about steps in financial analysis. And in session number 16, I explained about comparative financial statements. So these are the three sessions covered under the second video. So ನೀವೇನಾದರೂ second video ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ I recommend and request you to watch the second video as well. So in this video, I'm going to cover session number 17 and 18. Let me tell you about session number 17 and 18 now. The session number 17 is purely about comparative income statement. So wherein we are going to learn about what is comparative income statement and how to prepare the comparative income statement and what are the guidelines for interpreting the comparative income statement. So then in the session number 19, in the session number 18, I'm going to explain about the comparative balance sheet. What are the meaning of comparative balance sheet and guidelines for interpreting the comparative balance sheets. So these are the two sessions covered in this particular video, session number 17 and 18. So without wasting much time, let us begin the session number 17 now. So the class of BCom 5th semester students ke barutte, ರಾಣಿ ಚೆನ್ನಮ್ಮ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಬೆಳಗಾವಿ students ke barutte. The 17th session under the management accounting subject. The session outcome is the students shall be able to understand, solve and interpret the comparative income statement problems. Before we proceed with the comparative income statement problems, let us try to understand the meaning of comparative income statement and what are the uses of comparative income statements in brief. So the comparative income statement, the first point is about the meaning. It refers to that statement which determine the direction of movement, this increase or decrease of profitability of a business concern for two different periods of time. So the income statement basically is about the profitability position of a company. The comparative income statement, by preparing the comparative income statement, you are going to analyze the directional movement of increase or decrease of profitability of business concern of two periods of time, two different periods of time. Second point, it is prepared in terms of numerical data as well as in terms of percentage. So here, in case of comparative income statement, you are going to calculate the absolute increase or decrease in each item of income statement and also the percentage increase and decrease. Then this statement helps to analyze the causes for increase or decrease in sales along with the cost of sales, administrative and selling expenses. So here in case under the comparative income statement, we are going to make analysis of causes for increase or decrease in sales and what are the causes for increase or decrease in expenses like administrative and selling expenses and also the cost of sales. Moving on to the next slide, let us see now what are the guidelines for interpreting the comparative income statement. Comparative income statement na interpret ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, that is the second stage. So how to interpret the comparative income statement, the guidelines we are going to see. The first guideline is first compare the increase or decrease in sales with the cost of goods sold or the cost of sales for two different periods of time. So we have to compare the percentage increase and absolute increase in sales and cost of goods sold for two different periods of time. and comment on it. Next one, the second point says that the second, compare the expenses with net profit for two different periods of time. So total revenues and total expenses are compared for two different periods of time. What is the absolute increase or decrease, and what is the percentage increase or decrease? Finally, we have to express our opinion about the overall profitability position of a business concern. So with this background, let us move on to let us see how to prepare the comparative income statement and try to interpret or comment on the profitability position of a business concern. So this is a problem on comparative income statement. Uh, for solving this problem, I want to open the Excel sheet. Excel sheet now open ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು we shall see how to solve the comparative income statement problems, and we shall also interpret the income statements, comparative income statement. So let me end the slideshow and let me open the Excel sheet. So this was the first question, the problems on comparative income statement. So let me read the question first. The condensed figures of income statement are given for 2 years relating to Amul Company Limited. So you are required to prepare comparative income statement. So the income information for 2019 and 20 has been given. Information relating to sales and expenses has given. The sales revenues for 2019 and 20, 2 lakhs and 2 lakhs 40,000 respectively. Cost of goods sold 1,50,000 and 1,76,000 for 2019 and 20 respectively. And office expenses 2,000, 8,000 and 16,000 respectively. And selling expenses 12,000 and 16,000. And lastly, the financial expenses 4,000 and 2,000. So these are the data, condensed data of income statement for two periods, that is 2019 and 2020, relating to Amul Company Limited. So with this, uh, let us try to solve comparative income statement. So for solving the comparative income statement, you have to prepare this format. ಈ format ನ prepare ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. First you have to write the title, comparative income statement. Then prepare this format. Columns, you have to prepare the column, particulars column, and 2019 column, previous year column, and 2020 column, the current year column. Then the amount, increase in amount, and the last column, percentage increase or decrease. So the first you have to prepare this format. So you have to prepare it in exam manually, not in the computer. Manually you have to do it on paper. Paper ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪೇಪರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮೆಟ್ ನ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಫಾರ್ಮೆಟ್ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು you have to prepare the comparative income statement. Then you know that, recall the income statement as per the Companies Act of 2013. So continuing operations and discontinuing operations, two parts ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Continuing operations ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, revenue from sales and the other incomes. Then the total will be total income, total revenue, and writing all expenses like cost of goods sold, then office expenses, selling expenses, finance expenses, then other expenses. Total is written, total expenses. Then profit before tax, expenses, total revenues A minus B will get the profit before tax. Then income tax paid, if the company has paid income tax, you have to deduct the income tax. Then after deducting the income tax from PBT, that is profit before tax, you will get PAT, that is profit after tax. So this is the format. Now let us write all the items one by one. Revenue from operations, that is sales, for 2019 it is 2 lakhs. Go on writing all items amount. 2020 sales ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, 2,40,000. Difference calculate ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Difference how to calculate? Very simple. Current year minus previous year. Current year 2,40,000, previous year 2,000, 2 lakhs. Difference is, sorry, 1 second, 2,40,000. It is 40,000. So 2,40,000 minus 2 lakhs is equal to 40,000 increase in sales. Then percentage increase in sales. How to calculate? Difference divided by previous year amount multiplied with 100. Very simple, 20%. So sales have increased by 20%. Other income, whether he has given the other incomes? No, there are no other incomes. Now get the total. total, let me drag it. So 2 lakhs 40,000 is the total. Again calculate the difference for total revenues. This minus this. 2 lakhs 40 minus 40,000, 2 lakhs is equal to 40,000, and percentage increase 40,000 divided by 2 lakhs into 100, 20% increase. So you have written the total revenues, sales and total revenue. Total revenue has increased by 40,000 and it has increased by 40%. Next one, next in ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ write all expenses. Expenses, the first expense is cost of goods sold. So 2019 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ cost of goods sold? 1,50,000. 2020 1,76,000. Get the difference, this minus this 1,76,000 minus 1,50,000. Difference is 26,000. Percentage, to calculate percentage, difference divided by previous year amount multiplied with 100, 17.33%. Next, office expenses. Yes, he has given the office expenses 8,000, 2019, 20, 16,000. Doubled. Office expenses are doubled. Difference will be 8,000. The percentage increase, it will be 100%. 100% increase. Then selling expenses. Yes, he has given the selling expenses 12,000 and 16,000. 12,000, 16,000. Difference 16,000 minus 12,000, 4,000. Percentage increase 3,000, 4,000 divided by 12,000 into 100. It is 33.33% increase in selling expenses. Next one, finance expenses. Yes, he has given the finance expenses. Finance expenses 4,000 for 2019, 2,000 for 2020. So difference you have to calculate. So difference is 2,000 minus the finance expenses. It is interest paid have declined by 2,000. So decrease is 50%. Now get the total sum. Enter. Drag it. Percent absolute increase or decrease. It is increased. So expenses have increased by 36,000. Total expenses have increased by 36,000 compared to 2019 in the year 2020. So percentage change you have to calculate. So difference is divided by previous year amount multiplied with 100, 20.69%. So expenses also increased by 20.69%. Next one, profit before tax. How to calculate profit before tax? Formula ಏನಿದೆ? Formula ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? So ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? Total revenues minus total expenses. Total expenses minus total revenues ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ you get the profit before tax 26,000. Drag it 30,000. So profit before tax 2019 ಅಲ್ಲಿ 26,000, 2020 30,000. The increased how much? 4,000. So percentage increase 15.38%. So profit before tax also increased by 15.38%. Next one, income tax paid. There is no income tax paid here in the problem, so it is dash. So when there is no income tax, the profit before tax will be equal to profit after tax. Same things, 15 point. Let me decrease it. Restrict the 2 decimal points. 15.38%. So this is the end. How we are preparing the comparative income statement. The end of preparing the comparative income statement. ನಾವು ಈಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿಟೇಷನ್ ಬರಿಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿಟೇಷನ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಬರೀತೀರಾ? ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿಟೇಷನ್ ಬಿಲೋ ದಿ ಕಂಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿಟೇಷನ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಕಂಪೇರ್ ದಿ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಸೋಲ್ಡ್. So cost sales have increased by 40,000 and cost of goods sold have increased by 26,000. The percentage increase in sales is 20% and the percentage increase in cost of goods sold 17.33%. So first point is sales have increased by 20% and cost of goods sold have increased by 17.33%. what it indicates, it indicates that there is an increase in gross profit, which indicates uh, increase in gross profit. So first interpretation is sales have increased by 20% and cost of goods sold have increased by 17.33%, which indicates that the increase in gross profit. So increase in cost is less than the increase in sales. The second interpretation, second in Baribekundra, compare the total revenue, that is the increase and decrease in terms of percentage with the increase or decrease in expenses. So when you see sales have increased, that is total revenue have increased by 40,000 and expenses also increased by 36,000. So increase in total revenue is 20,000 and increase in total expenses 20.69%. Marginally is more than the increase in total debt. So next interpretation, total revenue has increased by 20% and total expenses have increased by 20.69%. So which indicates no change in profitability. So total revenues have increased by 20% and total expenses have increased by 20.69%. Marginally, I can say that there is no change in profitability. The third point, you can write the third interpretation now. Third interpretation is, so now compare the total gross profit, the net profit. See the net profit. The net profit has increased by 4,000 and the percentage increase in net profit is 15.38%. So though there is a marginal increase in total expenses, this has not impacted the profitability position and the profit has increased by 15.38% when compared with the previous year. So write net profit has increased by 15.38%. So last one, the overall conclusion you have to give. The total increase in revenue is 40,000 and total increase in expenses 36,000. Though we consider the percentage increase, there is a marginally higher increase in expenses. So we need to manage the company needs to manage its expenses and it has to control the expenses in order to increase the profitability further. Then anyway, we can say that the company has managed to earn a profit of 4,000 more compared with the previous year. 2019 it was 26,000. In 2020 it's 36,000. So 4,000 increase in profit, net profit. So increased by 50.38%. So the overall profitability position is satisfactory. So we can say that the overall profitability position of a company is satisfactory. So overall profitability position of a company is satisfactory. Overall profitability position of the company is satisfactory. So this is how we are solving the problems on comparative income statement You have to follow this approach. You have to prepare a format and solve the income statement, prepare the comparative income statement. And this is how we are interpreting the comparative income statement. You have to write your opinion about the profitability position of a company. It may differ from person to person. So interpretation can differ from person to person. You can interpret in different way. I can interpret in different way. So interpretation may differ. However, comparison should be a critical evaluation. That's what I can say. So this is about the first problem. Moving on to the second problem on comparative income statement. The second problem here is given. Again, let me open the Excel sheet. Go to the next tab. So here from the following information, prepare a comparative income statement and make brief comments. So he says that again you have to prepare the comparative income statement and make a brief comments on that. Let me prepare it quickly. So revenue from operations in the 2014, please try to answer. I will ask questions here. 2019, how much it is? 7,62,500. In 2014-15, it is 8,50,000, isn't it? Now difference is equal to current year amount minus previous year amount. Then percentage change, difference divided by previous year amount multiplied with 100, 11.48%. Other incomes has given interest received 3,750 and 4,000. 3,750 and 4,000. So change is increased here. 250 have increased. Percentage increased to 100. 6.66%. Then profit on sale of land. Other incomes he has given profit on sale of land 3,000 and 4,000. So now 2014 3,000, 2015 4,000. Increase, again same formula is using here, 1,000, 33.33% increase. So total revenues, total revenue has in the year 2019, total revenue in the year 2020, difference is current year amount minus previous year amount is equal to percentage equal to difference divided by previous year amount into 100. So 11.53%. Okay, so total revenues you have calculated the increase or decrease in terms of amount, then in terms of percentage. Next, move on to the expenses. Expenses, cost of sales. How much it is? 4,50,000. Then 2015, 4,75,000. Calculate the increase or decrease. This minus this percentage. You can copy paste the formula here. Copy paste ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Copy paste ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ so 25,000 increased. A percentage increase is 5.56%. Office expenses, how much? Given office expenses? No, there is no office expenses. Let me keep it blank. Copy paste. Next one, selling expenses. Whether is given selling expenses? No, not given. Selling expenses also not given. Then finance expenses, that is interest paid, given 4,000. Then 3,500. So absolute increase, this minus this, percentage difference divided by previous year amount multiplied with 100, changes minus 12.5%. Other expenses, whether is given the other expenses? Yes, 1,41,000. Let me write 1,41,250. Then 2015, 1,52,600. Absolute increase or decrease, right? 11,350 and 8.04% increased. Now 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030, 2031, 2032, 2033, 2034, 2035, 2036, 2037, 2038, 2039, 2040, 2041, 2042, 2043, 2044, 2045, 2046, 2047, 2048, 2049, 2050, 2051, 2052, 2053, 2054, 2055, 2056, 2057, 2058, 2059, 2060, 2061, 2062, 2063, 2064, 2065, 2066, 2067, 2068, 2069, 2070, 2071, 2072, 2073, 2074, 2075, 2076, 2077, 2078, 2079, 2080, 2081, 2082, 2083, 2084, 2085, 2086, 2087, 2088, 2089, 2090, 2091, 2092, 2093, 2094, 2095, 2096, 2097, 2098, 2099, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 20 Revenue from operations have taken, other income, interest received, profit and sale of land, cost of sales, finance cost, other expenses, yes, all the other expenses have taken. Next one, get the total now. Total, enter. Now percentage amount increase or decrease 35,850. The total expenses are increased by 35,850. Then percentage change 35,850 divided by 5 lakhs 50 95,000 250 into 100 6.02%. The change increase in total expenses is 6.02%. Next, profit before tax. How to calculate the profit before tax? Total revenues minus total expenses. So the profit before tax for 2014 is 1,74,000. Profit before tax for 2015 is 2,26,900. Absolute increase or decrease is 52,900. Then the percentage change difference divided by previous year amount into 100, 30.04%. So profit before tax you have calculated, it is increased is 52,900, increase is 30.40%. Then income tax paid given 42,000, then 84,000. Change increased by 42,000. Percentage increases divided by this into 100%. So the income tax have increased by 100%, doubled. The income tax now doubled. Last one. So profit after tax is equal to profit before tax minus income tax paid. We'll get the profit after tax. So drag and drop. The increase is minus this present year minus previous year 10,900. Percentage increase divided by this into 100. Get 8.26% increase. 8.26% increase. So this is the comparative income statement. Now you have tried the interpretation. Interpretation. You tell me the interpretation now. The first point you have to write is revenues, the sales and cost of goods sold. How much? The cost of goods sold have increased by 5.56%. The sales have increased by 14.48%. So sales increased by 11.48%, and cost of sales have increased by 5.56%. So this says indicates that again there is an increase in gross profit. Since the increase in net profit is uh, the increase in sales is higher than the increase in cost of sales, you can say that the gross profit has increased and the profitability of a company has increased. Then the second one is what you have to do, compare the total revenues and total expenses. So total revenues increased by 11.54%, total expenses are increased by 6.02%. Total, let me write total revenues increased by 11.54% and total expenses uh, total expenses increased by 6.02%. So again, which indicates that so there is an increase in profitability. The third point. Okay, now we have to comment the overall profitability position now. The overall, the total revenues have increased by 11.54%, and the profit after tax has increased by 8.26%. So the profitability has increased. So like I can write that total overall the profitability has increased increased and it is profitable company. So the company is profitable company. So this is about the interpretation. So I hope you understood how to prepare the income compared to income statement and how to interpret the um, result of comparative income statement. Next, moving on to this third problem. So this is the third problem of preparation of comparative income statement and interpret the result. So I'm not going to solve this problem. I'm just leaving it for your homework. ಇದನ್ನು homework ಆಗಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ you try to solve it on your own. Same approach you have to follow. Prepare the comparative income statement and comment on the result. So that you interpret the result. So this is the homework for you. Then now let us move on to the 18th session. So this 18th session is about comparative balance sheet. As I told, the 18th session will be about the preparation of comparative balance sheet and how to interpret the result you are going to see. Next one, let me begin the slideshow now. The session outcome. The students shall be able to understand, solve, and interpret the comparative position statement problems. Comparative position statement is nothing but balance sheet statement. Now you are going to understand, solve, and interpret the comparative balance sheet problems. Before we move, let us try to understand what is comparative balance sheet. It refers to those statements which determine the direction, movement, that is increase or decrease of financial position of a firm for two different periods of time. So here, in case of balance sheet, you know that this is the statement prepared at the end of the financial year, which indicates the financial position of the company for two different periods of time. So now we are going to see the important points for comparative balance sheet interpretation. So the guidelines for interpreting the comparative balance sheets. The first guideline is firstly write the interpretation about the financial policy of a company by comparing fixed assets and shareholders funds. ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ನ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಫಂಡ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. then we can then we are tried the our comment ನಮ್ ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಯಾವುದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. then the second point, then write the interpretation about the profitability position of a company by comparing reserves and profit and loss account. So calculate the absolute increase and decrease and calculate the percentage increase or decrease in a profitability position of a company by calculating the reserves and surpluses. Then C, write the interpretation about the short-term liquidity position of the company. So short-term liquidity position, how to interpret the short-term liquidity position? It is by comparing the current assets and current liabilities. Percentage increase in current asset and percentage increase in current liabilities have to come in. Then finally make a conclusion about the overall position of the company and suggest if any actions has to be taken by company to improve any respective position as per the above analysis. So you have to you have to comment on the financial position, that is the in terms of financial policy and profitability position, and also the solvency liquidity position of a company. So this is the problem on preparation of comparative. Let me again go to the Excel sheet. Let me close the end the slideshow. Let me open the Excel sheet now. So let me read the problem first. So we are going to solve the problem on preparation of comparative balance sheet, comparative statement of assets and liabilities. So prepare comparative balance sheet from the following data. So particulars are given 2019 and 20. So balance sheet ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ನೆನಪಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Share capital, resource and surplus, liabilities, current liabilities, then assets, current assets and non-current assets. So the all those informations ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. Share capital 6 lakhs and 2019 and in the 2020 also it has not changed. It is 2 lakhs, 6 lakhs only. Then reserves 1,50,000, then 3 lakhs. It has increased by 100%, doubled, it has doubled. Then loans 50,000 and 2 lakhs. So loans have increased by 1,50,000. Creditors 2 lakhs and 1 lakh. So creditors have declined to the extent of 1 lakh. Then buildings 4 lakhs, 6 lakhs. So buildings have increased. Plant 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs. Then stock 2 lakhs, 1 lakhs. Then debtors 80,000 and 60,000. Then bank 20,000, 40,000. So with the help of this information, let us try to solve the problem on comparative statement of assets and liabilities. Now ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಈಗ, just you have to utilize the balance sheet as per the Companies Act of 2013. ನೆನಪು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೀಟ್ ಯಾವ ತರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್, ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ನ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಫಾರ್ಮೆಟ್ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ನೆನಪು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಬರೀತೀರಾ particulars 2019, 2020 as usual, then increase or decrease in amount, then percentage increase or decrease. Now when you recall the balance sheet as per the Companies Act of 2013, first in ಬರಿಬೇಕು equities and liabilities. So first ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Number 1, shareholders funds. Shareholders funds is nothing but share capital and reserves and surplus. These two taken together becomes shareholders funds. Next one, long-term loans outright. Long-term loans in the sense the long-term borrowings from financial institutions and the debentures. Debentures ಏನಾದರೂ ಇದ್ರೆ long-term borrowings ಇದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಿಬೇಕು. Then current liabilities like trade payables, bills receivables, creditors, bank overdraft, all current liabilities are to be written. So total current liability are going to write. Then total of equities and liabilities, total of shareholders funds, long-term loans and current liability becomes total of equity and liability. Then this is the equity and liabilities part. Next one, assets part ನೋಡಿ, non-current assets and current assets. Current asset, non-current asset ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Fixed assets. Fixed assets is further classified into tangible assets. Tangible assets ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Buildings, land, plant, machinery, furniture, fixtures, isn't it? So many intangible assets are there. You write all tangible assets. Then coming to the current assets ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Inventories, trade receivables, debtors, bills receivable, then cash and cash equivalents you have to write. So this is the format. Now let us go on filling one by one item, one after the another item. The share capital has given, it is 6 lakhs. Also 6 lakhs, no change. So increase and decrease will be nil. Copy paste it. Okay. Reserves and surplus. Reserves 1,50,000 for 2019, 2020 3 lakhs. Increase or decrease in amount. Current year amount minus previous year amount. Percentage increase, difference divided by previous year amount into 100%. The total again difference, this minus this. So percentage increase, difference you have to place the amount into 100, 20% increase. Next one, loans ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ ನೋಡಿ. Loans 50,000, 2 lakhs. So right, 50,000 loans for 2019. For 2020 it is 2 lakhs. So increase this minus this, percentage change to 100. So 300%. The company's liabilities have doubled by the company long-term loan has it has taken the long-term loan to the extent of 300% as compared to previous year. Then current liabilities you have to write all current liabilities. Current liabilities of ಯಾವ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ creditors 2 lakhs, then 1 lakh. Percentage amount increase, it is 1 lakh. It is decreased by trade credit payables have been declined by 1 lakh. So percentage change will be this one by this into 100, 50% minus 50%. There are no current liabilities other than the trade creditors. Now get the total. Now difference this minus this, then percentage change this divided by this into 100, 50% minus. Okay, so this is total equities and liabilities. Total ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Total of this, 1 second, long term loans total you have to write. So change this minus this, percentage change is also 300%. Let me calculate it. I'm going to copy paste 300%. Now the total equity and liability, so shareholders funds plus long term loans plus current liabilities, total it is 10 lakhs. 10 lakhs, 12 lakhs, then change this minus this 20%. So the total equity and liabilities have increased by 20%. This is equities and liabilities. The equities and liabilities had been classified into 3 heads: shareholders funds, long-term loans, and current liabilities. Shareholders funds ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Share capital, maybe equity capital, maybe preference capital. Then reserves and surplus you have to write. The total becomes the shareholders funds. The long-term loans you have to write. The long-term loans ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Long-term borrowings from the financial institutions and debentures. Then it may be classified as secured, unsecured. Though whether it is secured or unsecured, you have to write the long-term loans. So total you have to write. Then current liabilities only trade payables ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Then bills payables ಬರುತ್ತೆ, bank overdraft ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So any other kinds of short-term obligations ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ you have to write the current liabilities. Total current liabilities. Then the total of these, that is A, B and C, is the total equities and liabilities for 2019 and 2020. So it has increased by 2 lakhs to the extent of 20%. Next, coming to the asset side. Asset side ನೋಡಿ ಈಗ assets ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Tangible asset. Tangible assets ಅಲ್ಲಿ fixed assets ಅಲ್ಲಿ tangible assets ಅಲ್ಲಿ buildings ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Buildings 2019 ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? 4 lakhs. 2020 6 lakhs, isn't it? So increase percentage change is divided by difference you have to previous year amount into 100, percentage 50%. Plant 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs. Change 1 lakh increased. Percentage is 33.33%. Next, total ಮಾಡಿ. Total. Again you have to calculate the difference here minus this, percentage change with this into 100. Okay, 42.86%. Next one, current assets ಅಲ್ಲಿ inventories first ಬರುತ್ತೆ stock 2 lakhs, 1 lakh, right? change is minus here, the stocks are declined, divided by this into 100, 50% minus. Then debtors 80,000, 60,000, 80,000, 60,000. Then 20% declined, 25% minus ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Bank balance 20,000, 40,000. Here's the 100% by 100%. So increase is 100%. Then total again calculate the difference for total current assets. Then percentage increase or decrease 33.33% minus. So current assets are declined by 33.33%. Next one. Now get the total of current and non-current assets. That being the total assets. Here you're writing totals. Okay. Difference again minus this 20%. So increased by 20%. So total current assets have increased by 20%. Now, so this is a comparative statement of assets and liabilities. I hope you understood it. Then next one interpretation you have to write. ನಾವೀಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ interpretation ಬರಿಬೇಕು. Interpretation of comparative assets and liability statement. Let me mark it. The first interpretation. So what you have to do? The first interpretation in the guidelines is compare the shareholders funds with total long-term assets. So shareholders funds 7,50,000 and 9 lakhs increased by 20%. Long-term assets have increased by 42.86%. So what we can say, the increased and the loans we can compare. Loans 300% it has increased. The company has taken loans from banks or any other financial institution, and it has been used for purchasing the buildings and plant. So as a result of that, the total current non-current assets have increased by 42.86%. So first interpretation of right is the shareholders funds have increased by 20%, comma, loans have increased by 300%, and fixed assets increased by 42.86%. So this is a financing policy of a company. How it has done how it has purchased the assets. It has purchased the asset by using loans and reserves and surplus. It has the reserves and surplus that has been used for purchasing the fixed assets. So this is about the financial policy. Next one, the second comment. Second is about the current assets and current liabilities. How to compare? What you have to do? Or otherwise, you can have a look at the reserves surplus to comment on the profitability position. The reserves and surplus in 2019 is 1,50,000 and in 2020 it is 3 lakhs. So doubled by 1,50,000. It has doubled, 100% increase. The profitability, the reserves and surplus have increased by 100%. That means it has been doubled. Which indicates shows shows increased profitability position. So the profitability position of a company has increased. The third point, liquidity position or the solvency position of the comment. For commenting on the liquidity position, you have to compare the current assets and current liabilities. So current liabilities have increased by it has decreased by 40%, 50%, and current assets have increased by have declined by 33.33%. So what you have to write, current assets declined by 33.33% and current liabilities have current liabilities declined by 40 40 or 50, it is 50%. 50%. So the decrease in current liability is higher than decrease in current assets. So we can say that the company's working capital has declined. How? Why? Because the percentage increase in current liability is higher and the percentage increase in current assets is lower. So I told you the reverse version. It is increased. The working capital position of the company has increased. So why? Because current assets have declined more than the current liabilities. So that is why there is a there is an increase in working capital, and the liquidity position of the company is also increased. You can write liquidity has enhanced. You can write liquidity also. Liquidity has increased. Then coming to the fourth one, last one. Now what I have to do is I have to comment on the overall financial position of a company. So the shareholders funds and loans have been used for financing the fixed assets, which is a good financing policy. Then reserves and surplus are increased by 100%, and the working capital also increased. So we can say that the financial position of a company is very strong, or it is very good. So let me write overall financial position of a company is good. So the overall position of a company is good. So this is how we are preparing the comparative statement of assets and liabilities. Then we are commenting on the financial position of a company. So this is about the preparation and interpretation of the comparative balance sheet. Next one. Next, let us move on to the next one. So again, this is the problem on preparation of comparative assets and liabilities statement of Sridevi Limited as on 31st December 2019. Again, let me open the Excel sheet. The assets and liabilities, let me read it. The statement of assets and liabilities. Don't feel bore feel malik hogಬೇಡಿ. Just give the concentration. The statement of assets and liabilities of Sridevi Limited as on 31st December are given below. Equity capital, preference capital, reserves funds, profit and loss account, long-term loans, creditors, fixed assets, investments, inventories, account receivables, cash, all assets and liabilities are given. Let me try to solve it very fast. So share capital, total equity and liability. That year 2019, total equity and liability, how much share capital is there? So equity 60,000, preference capital 50,000. Total is how much? How much it is? 160,000 plus 50,000, 1 lakh 10,000. Isn't it? Next one, 2020, 1 lakh 20,000, then 90,000. How much it is? 2 lakhs 10,000. Increase or decrease? It is increased by 1 lakh. The percentage change. me calculate it quickly. Divided by this into 100, 90.09%. Okay. Next, reserves and surplus. For reserves and surplus, you have to consider reserves funds and profit and loss account both. So 40,000 plus 20,000, how much it is? 60,000. Then um, 20, 50,000 plus 30,000, it is 80,000. Increased. Again, let me copy paste the formula now. 20,000 increased 33.33%. Then the total. Again, let me drag and drop. Again, let me calculate difference here. Then again, percentage increase divided by this into 100, 70.58%. Okay, next one, loans. Loans quoted the long-term loans has given 20,000, 50,000. Again, get the difference divided by this into 100, 150%. The total. I'm not going to explain it in detail. I explained it in the previous problem only. I'm just calculating it very fast. But this into 100, so 150%. Next, current liabilities you have to calculate. Current liabilities are given creditors 10,000 and 30,000. 10,000 and 30,000. So increase minus this change, so doubled into 100, 200%. That total. Again, same thing you are doing, difference you are calculating here. Divided by this into 100. Now get a total shareholders funds plus long-term loans plus current liabilities. Okay, total this minus this, so 85%. Yes. Next one, current, non-current assets ಅಲ್ಲಿ non-current assets. Under that, fixed assets. Fixed assets ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Tangible assets. Tangible assets are fixed assets. 1,02,000 minus depreciation. Let us take the depreciation after depreciation fixed assets. Net fixed assets you have to consider 1 lakh, then 2 lakhs. Difference here, this minus this. Percentage divided by this into 100, 100%. Next, non-current investments has given 40,000 and 50,000. 50,000. Difference you have to calculate again. Let me copy paste. Okay, 10,000, 25% increase. Then total is this minus this, again divided by this into 100, 78.57. Then inventories it is 40,000, 60,000. Then increase or decrease, this is divided by this into 100. Then trade receivables is given the account receivable 10,000, 40,000. Then cash is given 10,000, then 20,000. Okay, 100% change. I think 40,000 is the total current assets. Total of the current assets, right? Difference you have to calculate again. Divided by this into 100. Now get the total is equal to total current assets 2 lakhs. Then here it is. Then total increase or decrease you have to calculate here percent. So I hope you understood how to calculate the comparative statement of assets and liabilities. Now next you have to write the interpretation. Interpretation. So first interpretation about the financing policy of a company. Number one, shareholders funds 70.59% increase. Then long-term loans have increased by 50%. The non-current assets it has increased by 78.58%. So long-term assets have been financed by long-term sources. That means it is a good financial policy. So the shareholders funds increased by 70.59%, comma, long-term loans increased by how much? It is 150%, 150%, and also and fixed assets increased by how much percent? 78.57%, which indicates long-term sources used for financing long-term assets, isn't it? So long-term sources have been used for financing the long-term assets. The second one, profitability. Um, Shareholders funds you have to compare. Sorry, the reserves and surplus you have to compare. So reserve and surplus have increased by 33.33%. So there is increase in profitability. Reserves and surplus increased by 33.33%, indicates that indicates increase in profitability. The company has earned enough profit, then only it can create reserves. The company has earned enough profits. Then coming to the solvency position, current assets and current liabilities. Current liabilities have increased by 80% and the current assets increased by 100%. So can write the comment about the working uh, write about comment about the liquid position. Current assets increased 100%, and current liabilities increased. Current liabilities are increased by 85%. So which indicates that increase in current asset is higher than increase in current liability. So the working capital has increased, the liquidity position of the company is also increased. Last one, fourth one, overall position out right. See, the shareholders funds and long-term loans have been used for financing the long-term assets. Then reserves and surplus has increased, and the working capital has increased, and the current assets are higher than the current liabilities. So we can say that the company's liquidity position is also good. So overall ನಾವು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ the financial position of the company is good or it is very strong. Overall financial position of company is satisfactory. Satisfactory, yes, it. So overall financial position of the company is satisfactory. So this is how we are solving the problems on comparative statements of assets and liabilities and interpreting the result. Next problem is also there. The third problem, I will leave it for your homework. ಇದನ್ನು homework ಮಾಡಿ prepare the comparative balance sheet and interpret. I'm giving it as your homework. You do it on your own. So this is, I hope I have explained. I have covered the session on comparative income statement and the session on comparative balance sheet. So far we discussed about the how to prepare the comparative income statement and how to interpret the result, and then comparative balance sheet, how to prepare, what is the meaning of it, and how to prepare the comparative income statement, how to interpret the comparative balance sheet, financial position of a company. So with this I want to close the video. In the next video we shall meet. So ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Stay home, stay healthy, and we shall meet in the next video. Till then, goodbye to all. Have a nice day. Thank you for watching my video. Thanks a lot. Thank you.